Hello. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Bitwigs Saturator and why it's absurd and why they probably need to take it out. So Bitwigs Saturator was added in the last update. It is a saturator for sure, but it's also fairly ridiculous and pretty much able to do everything. So here it is. Here's the saturator. You can use it to do things such as saturation. So we got a sine wave here, and if I pump it up, we're going to saturate it, turn it more squarish. And you can, change the curve around here, and let me just bring that down, make it a more gentler curve. You can dial in your low pass filter, make it sound a little bit warmer, Huge, absolutely massive stuff for audio engineering. Game changing. There it is. Look, nice little shape we've created there from a sine wave. So, okay, so that's cool, I think. The other thing that you can do, which is sort of good as well, is you can, make these like weird asymmetrical shapes. So you can make pretty crazy wave shapes. Of course, you can modulate all that. So, you could bring in ADSR here, and we could change the shape over time. So we could, change the knee a bit. So yeah, we could affect the knee here, maybe bring up the drive a little bit at the attack, change the knee down here, maybe change up the shape a bit as well. Maybe not that much, that sounds bad. Let's change this. Anyway, I'm not putting a lot of thought into this, I'm just kind of messing around. But yeah, you can change the wave shape over time here. Let's increase the attack. So that's cool. But by far not the coolest thing. So let's get rid of this modulator. What's absurd about this is that you can, in the grid, you can send out audio rate from oscillators, and you can modulate every single parameter of the saturator. Every different part of the waveform you can modulate at audio rate by different modulators that can also be FMing each other and also FMing the input signal, or ring modulating the input signal or something like that. So let me show you. So let's take a bunch of triangle waves here. So let's have 3. Let's set one of them to an extremely low frequency. So I'm just changing the ratios here. Let's set this one up real high, and let's leave this one about normal. And then I'm going to take the IO here. Whoops. I'm going to take the IO here, and I'm just going to put a modulator out on each of these. So now we've got 3 modulators. So we've got this triangle wave here, which is really low frequency, probably like LFO rate. Maybe if we lower it a bit more, be much more LFO rate. And we've got this one, which is really high frequency, and this one, which is the same frequency as the oscillator that we're putting through it all. And we can just use these to modulate individual parameters. So let's start with this really low frequency oscillator here. Then let's take this really high frequency one and also modulate that. And then let's take this really high frequency one here and let's modulate some stuff. It's the knee here as well. And just this regular one. We'll use this to modulate this. You can think about this as well if you want, but just modulate random stuff here. So now we've got this kind of wave shape from a sine wave. So we can also take this triangle wave here and FM it, use it to FM the second triangle wave. And then change the frequency. Change the wave shape. And then we could take that signal and we could use that to FM this last one. We can even detune those oscillators from each other. So now we've got like pitch phasing affecting the modulation of the saturator. And of course we can still use these oscillators to modulate the input signal. Change the wave shape. And these can all still be, so for instance I could take this envelope here and I could attach this to the frequency of the third oscillator. Now obviously if you were actually trying to make a sound, you'd probably put a little bit more thought into it than just attaching random things to random things, or maybe you would want to do that. But the fact is that you can do all of this, and you could even affect some of these, like you could bend these oscillator waveforms, you could put them through an all-pass filter, or you could put them through a low-pass filter and modulate that, and then you can send that out to the saturator and you can modulate independent parts of your wave shaping at audio rate and affect the audio rate that is wave shaping your sound, which is pretty cool, and you can't do that with a lot of stuff. So just from messing around here, out of a sine wave, we've got this. Now, is that going to change music? Probably not, but it's pretty cool that you can do it, and if you do it more subtly and more tastefully, there's tremendous potential for sound design that you can get out of this, and I will show you more of that later. Because I will be probably coming out with some sort of preset pack with like maybe 20 or 30 presets that are using this technique to make cool sounds, probably mostly bass ones. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something about the saturator because it's cool. And subscribe and like the video. And let me know if in the comments if there's any unusual ways that you use some of the plugins inside of Bitwig to do cool stuff. Thanks for watching.